In this tutorial, we're going to explore the keywords section. So what a keyword is if a user sends you a message through Messenger using one of the keywords that you've set up, you can have certain events fire when that keyword is present. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of walk through this and I'll show you what you can do. Now, the first thing that I want to show you is there's going to be two keywords in here by default for every single fan page that you connect with Segmate. You cannot edit these, you cannot delete them. These must be present because a user must have a way to subscribe if they choose and a way to unsubscribe if they choose. Now, you can certainly use other keywords to trigger these exact same actions if you would like. For example, I would maybe want to use the word stop, okay? So if you've ever done any kind of SMS marketing, you notice that stop is the word that's used for people to unsubscribe basically from receiving any more correspondence through text messaging. So I know stop is just something that users are very familiar with. So you may want to go ahead and set that up as an unsubscribe as well. Now what you can do is you have two choices here. The keyword is that means it exactly has to be whatever is typed here, or the keyword contains. So in other words, it could be a sentence, but if that sentence contains this keyword, then this action that you set will be triggered. Okay. Now for this one, we would want to be specific, so we want to make sure that it's just stop, and not in a sentence, but just literally the word stop. Okay. So we would just save that. Okay, now at that point, once it's saved, now if anybody types the word stop, it will unsubscribe them from the platform. Okay, now let's go ahead and just do a test here with some other ones. Okay, so let's just say I'm just going to call it demo. And let's just say it's the keyword that contains the word demo. Okay, so maybe it's a sentence, and if they use the word demo, I want something to happen. As I've said, I've kind of already talked about subscribe and unsubscribe and what it does. The next thing that you can do is you can have it send an existing conversation. Okay, now if you have not walked through the Chat Engage tutorial yet, that's going to teach you how to build your bots. So go ahead and check out that tutorial. Okay. Now for this purpose, I'm going to go ahead. What it's going to do is it's going to show me all the different conversations that I've created, and I'm going to go ahead and pick one. Okay. And I'm just going to pick a generic one here, which is just one of my test conversations called Sequence 1. Okay. And I'm going to save. Now, when anybody uses demo, it's going to basically fire off this particular sequence. Okay. Now, what I could also have it do is I could actually have it begin a sequence, okay? Now, if you have not viewed the sequence tutorial yet, please go ahead and do so and you'll understand a little bit more. But I could have this set to begin sequence, and then of course I'd be able to assign it to what sequence I want to add this subscriber to. Okay, so I would just choose it and of course hit save. All right. Now what that's going to do is going to enter them into this particular sequence based on your sequence settings. And again, please watch the sequence tutorial to learn more about how that works. Now what I can also do is remove them from a sequence. Okay, so exactly the same thing. If they're already in a sequence and I want to remove them based on a keyword, I would then simply change it to remove sequence, pick which sequence I want them removed from, and then of course save it. Okay, now if anybody uses the word demo, we will then see that it will then be removed. Okay. Now, what we can do is also we have something called notify admin. A good scenario for this is basically maybe the word support. Okay, if somebody or help, maybe something like that, or both, maybe one for support and one for the word help. And what that's going to do is it's just going to trigger an email to be sent to you, the Segmate user, and it's going to be sent to the email you used to log into Segmate. And all that's going to do is basically send you this email and say, hey, if somebody has used this particular keyword in Messenger, you may want to go check it out because they may need assistance from an actual human being and not from a bot. Okay, so that's pretty much the main scenario I could see using notify admin. But please feel free to get creative as you'd like with with that particular action. Okay, so again, you can subscribe, unsubscribe. You can set an existing conversation to be sent when this keyword is typed, you can get, begin a sequence, you can remove a user from a sequence, and of course you can have the notify admin setting on it as well. Okay, so those are the different things that you can do with keywords, and of course you can add as many of these keywords as you'd like. Very simple to use. We can also, of course, remove them anytime we want. So we can remove and hit save if you just don't want it to trigger anymore in the future if someone uses that particular keyword. And that is all for the keywords. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at support@segmateapp.com.